before you come with
I already
this
know
like
you
about
don't
microscopes and so
listen,
on.
dude.
I don't care what you know or don't
No,
know.
just
Explain it or
Google it
don't.
yourself.
Explain it.
Google.
I work with them.
Listen.
Explain it.
Okay,
Explain
are
it.
you done talking? Okay, are you done talking? Yes. Okay. Now we all know that we have this thing called a microscope. Okay, that's every kid's looked through one. Okay. Now, do you understand? The next level is a different level. You have to understand. Now we go into what we call a light microscope. Are you understanding this? Now, when you Google, can I look at a cell? Well, guess what it's going to tell you? No, you can't see a cell. Okay? So, pretty simple. This is your
Yes, you
guys'
can.
science. No, you
That's
can't.
not true.
No, that's
That's
what you
not
guys
true.
are
You can't
bullshit.
see a cell.
You
Why
You
can.
do
can't see
I
a
I
cell.
promise
Google?
you, Steve.
Oh, fuck, you can. Show your proof.
Okay, next time I'm at the
Steve, you
lab, I'm
just
going to
No, yeah,
demonstrate it
next
for
time.
everybody, okay?
Yeah, why
Steve,
is it then I Google it and it
Steve,
says your science, the thing we walk with, quantum mechanics, it flat out will tell you
Next time
that
I'm
you
there, I'm going to
can't.
show you, Steve.
Yeah, no, you can't see it. What the
Steve,
fuck
what is
is
the
wrong
thing
with
you
you,
just Googled it.
Taylor? Why
What's
are you
quantum
promoting?
mechanics?
Why are you lying to me? Why
What
is
is
it
the
I
thing
lying
you just
to
What's
made
me?
up,
to do with it?
Steve?
No, you're
I don't know.
lying.
I would not lie to you.
Yeah, well, you are.
How do you know
there's
that?
electronic. The minute you
Google's
go
telling you
to
that?
Yeah, because the minute you go to the electronic microscope, you are
I'm not
no
using an
longer.
electron
Yeah, why
microscope.
are you interrupt? Oh, Taylor, it must be critical that you interrupt.
But
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
okay,
Go,
continue.
hey,
But I'm
Taylor.
not using that.
Taylor, you're going to be allowed to spout your bullshit because Riggs doesn't know what a fucking cell is. Go ahead.
An electron microscope is completely different than a light microscope.
Yeah, no shit. And guess what? You can't look at a cell. So get
Yeah,
over it.
all a light microscope does is shine light. It illuminates the object.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
object
yeah,
plate.
Magnifies it.
That's all it
yeah,
does.
right. Yeah, that's all it does. Yeah, cool.
You know what? I have a microscope at I'll tell Dan to grab it on the way home actually. And we'll all do it
Yeah,
together.
then show me that. Yeah, show me you
Let's
looking
do
at a
it.
cell.
Let's do it. I'll
Yeah,
tell him
on
to
a
get the
cell. I want to
microscope.
look
I
at a
have
cell.
one that I bought from
I want
Amazon.
you to be the only scientist in the world to look at a cell with a microscope. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I might be. But I know it's not true, but
I predict.
I'll
Yeah,
still show you.
exactly. We know it's not true, so you're getting away with bullshitting me right now.
I'll demonstrate it later. How about that?
It's just a weird position. Why do you not think we can see cells through a microscope?
Because you get into electricity that you guys all want to skip over, especially you ballers, which you ballers are repeat artists. But guys like Riggs that should be interested in electricity, yeah, he should know the difference when it switches. A lot of people just don't give a fuck and they read it right out of a book. Then you get people like Taylor out here repeating bullshit. Now this is where we don't know if she's a shill or why she's repeating this bullshit to me. Okay?
Oh gosh. Listen,
Yeah, oh gosh.
you guys
Oh,
asked
God.
him a question. He mentioned Riggs, Taylor, and Ballers and Shield, but he gave no answer to the question.
Yeah, I
We're
did
gonna
too, you idiot. Are you fucking not? You don't know anything about electronic microscopes, okay? You either.
This is not an electron microscope. It's a light microscope.
Yeah, and you definitely are not looking at a cell with it, okay? So quit
I'll do
lying
it
to
later.
me.
I'll even like
No,
prick
you
my
are not
finger
going to
for
do
you
shit
guys.
later
Put it on a
because you can't
slide.
do it. Oh my God.
Put it
you
under a
guys-
microscope and we'll see what happens. How about that? No fancy technology. All it is a light and magnifying lenses.
There you
Here,
go.
Steve, look in the chat. Here, look in the chat, Steve.
I actually never
It
heard
just
this
takes
before.
a
I've never
Let me
heard.
look in the
strong
chat. Oh, I'm
position.
gonna look
I've
in the
never
chat
heard that
now. I'm gonna
cells
look in
are
the
not
chat.
real. This is a totally new. Never heard this before.
Yeah, because you
So-
don't do science, Riggs. No fucking shit. Y'all
Steve,
try to
Steve,
fucking
what
Well,
do you
no,
think
we're made of?
dude, I was in chemistry and we used. Dude, I've looked at cells under a microscope, so I don't know
the
why
fuck
anybody
you
would say.
have. You're lying, Riggs. You're fucking lying.
No,
My
I'm not.
fucking God.
No, you
Yeah,
got no.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it one time right now. Oh, gee, I'm gonna Google it. Really hard to do. Can I see a cell with a normal microscope?
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve. Hey, can I?
Oh, I
just look in the
can't.
chat. I
Screenshot
sent a
the
link.
Google results.
I
Yeah.
did exactly what
You
you asked
guys
me
are
to do. I did
ridiculous.
exactly
No
what
wonder
asked me
you
to do.
guys believe more
Googled it?
bullshit.
Steve,
Yeah,
I
you got
Googled
no.
it.
In class, they had us spit on the slide, and then we put it underneath the microscope. Man,
Oh no, that's
There's
a cell.
stuff
Is that a?
there.
Oh, is that a cell, Riggs?
Yes, cheek
Are you
cells. Yeah.
fucking retarded? Seriously, Riggs. That's what I'm
What do
saying,
you
Riggs.
think we're made
You're so
of, Steve?
fucking lazy. You're so fucking lazy.
Hey, I'm not
Riggs.
saying you're wrong, Steve. I'm just saying I never heard of it before.
Yeah, well,
When I
fucking
ask
why don't you
AI,
get out of mainstream
me-
science? Get away from it, okay?
What do
Yeah.
you think we're made of, Steve?
Even mainstream science tells you cannot see it. What the fuck?
where? Because when I look it up, it tells me.
wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Google it.
What do you think we're made of,
Google it.
Steve?
I did
Google
Answer
Google
my
it. It tells
question.
me,
No,
yeah.
I don't want to talk to fools. I don't want to talk to fools.
Steve,
Yeah,
can I
it's a
speak now,
pitiful
please?
position.
Can I speak
It's
now?
not my position. It is mainstream science. Why would I argue on
This one?
mainstream science?
We're
How
gonna figure it out
microscopes-
tonight
How microscopes work.
because I have a
okay?
microscope.
Yeah, and you're not going to show me a cell, okay? Because you got to
What if I
understand
do?
what it. Yeah, well, no, you're not going to.
And if I do,
You would definitely be lying because, like I say, there's thousands of scientists and microscopes out there that tell you that you cannot see a cell.
Can you
Okay?
show
where
that
are you
evidence?
reading that? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
show that to us.
You guys
Can you
think
address the link I put in the
you
chat?
guys don't even know what an electron transmission microscope is. You guys just love the bullshit.
I don't have an
We're not
electron
talking
microscope.
about it.
Those are huge.
Yeah, hold
What
on,
do you want?
Steve. We're not talking about an electron microscope. We're talking about a microscope
A
with
light
lenses
microscope.
and a stage and a light bulb that shines light on the objective plate that shines light on the object. That's all it is.
And I think you
A
have to
light
stain
microscope.
the slide in some, or stain the cell, maybe in some cases.
Yeah, it helps you see the detail and,
Well, if
and
you have a
stuff in
blood
the
cell,
cell.
you don't need to.
Right.
Like
right.
hemoglobin, it has
That's
color.
true.
You can see it.
Yeah. Optical. That's Steve. Just Google optical microscope. Can you see a cell with it?
Yeah, I just want to differentiate real quick. I do know that when you're operating an electron microscope, that they use some kind of fluid, and it changes what is actually there to give it some shape. That it may not actually be nodules. It could be nodules based on the fluid surrounding what you're actually looking at. So that's a little bit different, but just a regular microscope, I'm pretty sure you can see a cell. I don't know if that's true, but I'm pretty sure you can.
I'm 100% sure.
I might bet $5 on it. So I'll say that.
Almost 100% sure.
I bet $500 on it, even though I don't have that.
Yep.
I bet whatever I have on it.
$700.
I
If
do it
I
all the
had the
time.
money, I would also bet money.
Can we go double or nothing on the shape of the Earth?
What is this inflection you're putting in your voice, bro?
Yeah, what is that inflection, Taylor?
Zynak, do you agree with
Me?
Steve that we can't see cells? Do you agree with him on that?
Bro, you're an actual dickwad. Taylor just got back from surgery. Just leave her alone, man.
Yeah, I also got back from fucking almost dying.
Does that give you the right to
Well, I hope
be
you're
a
doing
dick to
okay,
everybody?
Zach.
Does that give her the right to be something?
What am I doing?
Dude, what is she doing to you?
Never mind. Never mind. What am I
Just
doing
hate-
to you? Not at all.
You're just being obnoxious. You're being entitled. You're being self-righteous. You're false witness. I mean, I could go on all day about shit that you're doing, bro. I still let your ass
Wow,
be
you-
here, even though you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, you certainly have developed a vocabulary. That's why you keep me around. Because you
Dude,
you know
you
that
think
I'm
I don't
giving
know
I
words,
you know
man?
that I'm yeah, so a year back you were pretty bad at words, yeah. That's why you keep me around. Because you imposture my language, and then, but you can't
Brother,
let go because I
you're
keep giving you
nothing
new
but
words.
scum on my shoe. I try not to think about you.
Riggs, don't
Wow.
defend yourself
So
against them.
who's
Riggs,
self-exposing
you
their
called
inner
him out.
hatred?
You called him out for mocking Taylor, and because he's a narcissist, he can't self-reflect. He has and all that. He throws it back to you. There's a
Keep
word for
talking.
this. There's a word for this. It's called Darvo. If you look up the
Say it
acronym,
again,
this
Riggs.
is exactly what this guy does. Whenever you catch yourself, you having to defend
Come
yourself from
on,
what this
say
guy
something
says,
else.
you just need to stop.
This is why you keep me around and also don't want to keep me around. Because I bring out the worst in you.
Only someone
For
that gets
some
called
reason.
out for
Or
mocking
just being
someone that
genuine.
just came out of surgery. Only a true narcissist would flip that back around, fail to stop,
Kind of weird.
apologize, and then throw it around on the next person.
But dude,
Zynax, you need
this
help,
is literally
bud.
every topic. Like Wesley flipped him using the word gravity in context earlier. He said he never used the word gravity. He didn't. He even when he restated what he said, he didn't use the word gravity to avoid the fact that he actually did use the word gravity. And the link's posted in the chat. You can go see the clip. He'll just pretend and talk around it and pretend like it didn't happen. And then after the fact, gaslight the room so that they don't click on the link just to find out that he actually did say the word. But he does it with everything.
That's not even what happened. So he claimed that I used the word gravity, when in fact I did not. Then he says that I am.
Okay, we're good with that for now.
Very good. Good moderation.
Well, I was playing with the server, so I didn't actually have access to my mute controls. So I just got them back. That went on like a few minutes too long. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Look, here's the thing. I would like everyone to engage. But when you have someone like this, like they take up all the engagement. You know? Like if they're just talking endlessly, and then people lose interest because they just kind of meander around to nothing, like no point, basically. It does not help people engage.
Yeah, no, it's not your problem.
Yeah, well, I hope FaZe is listening. This man Zynact, okay? I watched him. He put on a face of purity around FaZe. Put on a face of purity to swindle and confuse, right? To pretend to be normal just to gain a friend so that he could have an accomplice to back him up. And FaZe got had. He bought the bullshit. And then he defended Zynact.
Holy shit, you're peddling a bunch of bullshit now. Holy fuck.
Steve, who did you hear about cells not being a thing from?
Quantum mechanics.
I don't know what quantum mechanics has to do with cells. I mean, as
That's
far
what
as
do you
biology goes.
You understand how stupid that was? Do you think when you speak, who's our science teacher?
You are.
No, I am not. Quantum mechanics is the science teacher, okay? Whether you like it or not.
Teacher was Mr. Irving.
Yeah. It's called quantum mechanics. You have to be educated to follow the bouncing ball.
That has to do with atoms, not cells.
Yeah, read it, the fine print, okay?
You can't see that fine print.
Read the fine. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You want to come out here and you want to just kind of pretend like this is what it's saying. but you're not reading the fine print. So when you explain to the class what I'm looking at, you're not quite given the whole truth. See, little imaginary things that we can, like that we talk about, like what kind of facts do you have? Quantum mechanics, okay, that's what we have to go by. That's who
No,
we are.
we don't talk about quantum mechanics in biology when dealing
Yes,
with
we do.
cells and chemistry. No, we don't.
Yes, we do. There's not one thing that
Alrighty.
doesn't, that isn't based off of quantum mechanics. Sorry. Step up to the plate. That runs the show.
I don't know, man. Balance an equation and see what quantum mechanics has to do with balance. Stoichiometry, you know what that is?
Now you invoke math. Is that what you just did? Are you serious? We're not doing no math. No math when things we look at. Okay.
Steve, what is it you think we're made of?
Oh, gee. What do you think? Water, probably, huh? You know anything about water? How about that H2O demonstration? Why don't you show that? Why don't you post that? And maybe Riggs will run it. Maybe Riggs will run the fucking H2O experiment. They call that an experiment. Maybe we'll watch that and explain that to me, how you divide water. Go ahead.
Yep. But how is water distinct from humans?
Dude, why don't you post the video? Let's start right there at the basics of H2O. You agree? You agree that H2O is, what is H? Like number one in the elemental table? Do you understand? Like, have you looked at the experiment H2O so we can have an intelligent conversation?
I was just asking a simple
you
question.
have
What
it?
is it?
That was a
Like
yes or
for
no
instance,
question.
if you
No,
ask
no,
me,
no, 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 no,
what is
no.
coffee made
No,
of? I would be able to answer
I'm
it.
not going beyond H2O. Okay, to start with,
Elemental.
we have to get into agreement first. So even
You mean
Riggs hasn't
periodic?
looked at it, right? So he can't even comment either. So, but if you haven't looked at the experiment, I kind of doubt that Taylor's even looked at it.
So you
Okay.
don't have an answer. Is that what you're trying to say? Just say
Well,
I don't have
gave
an
you the
answer. Like
answer.
quit wasting everyone's fucking
Well,
time.
you're
Just
the
say you
one
don't have an
skipping
answer.
over the answer. No, I don't, because you don't want to play it.
There you go. All right, cool.
You
Then you can be
want to
quiet.
take the
We can move on
ball.
to something else.
You want to take your
Okay.
opinion. You want to play with your opinions. So
Can you
nobody
cite
wants to
the
talk about
experiment?
water, right? Is
Cite
that
the
the agreement?
experiment.
No, I'll move forward. But I just want
No, but we
everybody to
can't
agree.
we
I
can't have
want
a
I
everybody.
literally
combo.
tried to engage with him. I'm like, what? How is
Hey,
water
you too, man.
distinct from humans? And he just said, we got to go all the way back to the beginning because you're yada yada. Like, dude, come on. Like, I'm trying to push it along, and you just keep giving garbage answers that are actually not
Well, 'cause
answers at all.
Yeah,
but your answer is
Steve
no.
ever given a non-garbage answer though? I mean, you keep engaging with them.
Hey, thank you
You
so
know what
much.
you're gonna get.
Has Riggs ever given a fucking scientific answer?
Like,
No.
Riggs,
Yeah,
like literally, I'm asking a simple. I thought I was asking a simple question.
Oh
I
my
thought I
God,
was
you
asking
guys
a
are
simple
fucking.
question. I wasn't trying to like.
You guys are trolling a
You're under
senile
a skin.
man, okay?
Can I?
You guys
can
are
I was just
a
curious
senile
what
man.
he thinks.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
it says the fucking squat the
I won't
piss
engage.
cunt.
Can I say something?
The guy that never brings nothing. The guy named Riggs
May I-
that doesn't
may
do
I say-
science.
May I say
Isn't that
something?
crazy, Riggs? That you
Yeah.
flip your fucking gums and you don't
Perform
know
the
fuck
science,
all about
Steve. Go
science.
for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah, well, I was trying to, but you won't back nothing.
Shut the fuck up, Steve.
So this happened to my cousin's friend. They were in biology class, and this is why I question the existence of cells. They were in biology class, and they were asking volunteers for cheek swabs to look under the microscope to observe human cells. So this one girl volunteered, and they did the cheek swab, and they had like one of those projection microscopes at the top, at the front of the class, where everyone could see it on the screen. And yet there were these cells, but then there were these weird things like with a head and a little squiggly tail on it. And it makes me think like, where did, if we're looking at cells, where did that thing with the head and the squiggly tail come from? Like, are there more than just cells?
Just having too much fun
What's that?
before she
Maybe.
went to school.
What's that, Taylor?
Is this a joke?
No, I'm
Yeah, I got the same idea.
I'm wondering what they swabbed her mouth and their cell. I don't know if it's some kind of mutated cell where it's like a thing with a squiggly tail on it.
No, it was a BJ.
Yeah. When's the last time she was with her boyfriend?
Oh, yeah. So what are you saying?
Could have been a sperm cell.
It was a joke. Do you guys not get it? It was a joke.
I get it.
I thought it was funny. I guess no one else did. I guess
That
you had
is
to be
funny.
there.
Thank you.
Haven't you, that's like an old wives' tale that I've heard like so many people say, "Oh, this happened to my cousin's friend or my friend's cousin this happened to." I always thought it was funny. And this whole conversation reminded me of that.
You know, I thought that this room was going to be held to a higher standard. And, you know, I like jokes as much as the next guy, but this is out of line. This is just out of line.
Yeah,
Right.
I couldn't hear
Completely
anything he was
out of line.
saying. Is too low, so I don't even know what was said.
He was
Apologize.
wondering
Now
what
Tanks.
what a thing is.
Now no Tanks is kidding.
What kind of cells do you want to look at, Steve?
I'll be right back. I have to wash my
He
ears
wants
out
to
with
look
soap.
at the ones with
Thanks
the
to you,
Yeah.
squiggly tails.
horrible people.
Steve is
Thanks,
interested in
Steve.
the cells with the squiggly tails.
Yeah, but I think
Okay, I'll see if Dan can donate.
I was wondering from Steve, I'd be glad to look at what H2O experiment are you referring to?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I think maybe that's a proper summary.
How does he affect people?
Well, like
Well,
Steve,
we
for
were-
example, he thinks screaming at people is a proper recourse.
No.
Like
We-
Harp, Steve, Matthias, screaming at people is the proper recourse.
No.
And that's kind of the community they came from.
That's not the only, I agree with that, but I think there's other more serious things that he's caused harm to other people with the way he goes about his show.
Okay. Well, I mean, what?
I think he has, I'm not going to name names, but I think he has strongly influenced some of the more vulnerable people in this kind of, in the interest of flat Earth. And he's taken advantage of them, and he's emotionally damaged them over a period of not just once or twice like me. Well, he didn't damage me, but over a period of multiple years. And I not just monetarily, but emotionally, he has damaged them. I'm not going to get into names, but I'll let you take a wild guess.
Emotionally damaged.
Yes, he has led people along to believe that he is on the cusp of greatness. And if you stick along with him, I mean, you'll eventually be part of the team of greatness.
That's more show. I mean, yeah. If somebody
Well,
called that a
of course,
show, I
it's
would understand.
show.
But calling me a show when I get paid nothing, I'm making nothing. I put time and effort into a community that I don't really get anything back from. It's fine. I enjoy it for the love of conversation, learning, and building a
In my
friendship community.
opinion, you are the opposite of Nathan Oakley. When you make
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
when you
Don't let
make a
that weigh on you.
claim, when you make a claim, whether I agree with you or not, you do it calmly and nicely, and B, you back it up with your own attempt at evidence, and it's usually really nice. Nathan makes radical claims that he repeats over and over and over intentionally as a form of mind control, I'm going to say it, without ever backing it up. Like literally never. So that's why I say you are the opposite of him. And I think most people aren't affected by the way he acts. Like me, I'm not. It doesn't bother me that he called me a stuttering bastard 37 times, but there are some people that get hooked into his, what's the word? Hooked into his, not confidence, but his aura, I guess you could say. And these people are very vulnerable to begin with, and their lives become much worse because of it. My opinion.
When you say mind control, do you mean just like repeating something and it's like the illusory truth effect where that's the mechanism you're talking about, or do you really mean mind control?
Indoctrination.
I mean, I don't know what the right term is, but I mean, when you repeat something, this almost a mantra, when you repeat phrases over and over and over in the same cadence, in the same way, some people will just accept it as fact and cannot be convinced otherwise.
That's
And
the illusory truth effect.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what illusory truth? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it's an effect. It's called illusory truth.
And I think it's entirely intentional on his part. And he knows what he's doing.
Can you do illusory truth when you have the physical objects in front of you and you use it to steel man itself? Can there be any, doubt as in the attribute of or action or reaction of what happens?
So you're saying if something's true and you repeat it over and over and over, you're saying, is that a problem? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, are you calling it a lie? Are you saying
Yeah.
that's not what happens?
I'm calling it a lie. And I'm saying that he's intentionally lying. I won't so much call it a lie. I'll say that it's presented without evidence. And he repeats it over and over and over in the same cadence, in the same way, and that has the effect of making people accept it without question. That's
Right.
what I mean.
Right. But now check this out. Regardless of him or you or me, if a human goes in a room and they say, I have a sphere right here, it's going to steel man what a sphere does. What's wrong with that?
Well, he doesn't have a sphere right in front of him, or he doesn't have what he's claiming isn't right in front of him.
Correct. And I'm with you on that's a problem. That's always the problem. So the explanation of something is great. The idea of your explanation for evidence is great. But without the physical thing being still manned in front of you somehow, with the attribute being proven in all ways, shapes, and form in front of you in the physical realm of reality, where there's no room to argue what just happened. Did that brick hit you? Did it not? Is this a sphere? Did this happen on it? Or did it not? That's
But
where I'm coming
there's
from. So it depends on who's arguing and what they're arguing from. I think the gentleman you're talking about, I think he's just talking from theoretical theatrics of like etymology, speech, language. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he's coming at it clearly from like a point of view of like the world as a play and a stage, and the
Yeah,
rules
I
conform to
definitely
that.
believe that he is putting on a performance. He's I hate
Not
to
him.
compliment him, but he's very good at it. And
I'm saying that he's saying we're all on the world stage putting on a performance. He's doing his theatrical part and telling you the rules, right? Instead of like the rules of earth, nature, outside reality, he has the rules of theality. Like his fucking version. Yeah. So I don't think he's being an actor or anything. He's laying down his format of his way to like shake down the true form of information out of us, right? Through his form. And I think that's what he's doing, and it's coming across to be kind of what you're saying, but I don't think that's what he's doing yet.
yeah, I don't think I totally agree with you, but that's an interesting perspective.
Well, if you listen to his language and his speech, he's always coming from the theatrical point of view, the play of life, the director, the person, the person in the, the hat, like the time, the relevance. He's acting like it's a real time. We're all in this, play of life, and we have to follow the rules of the play. That's kind of where
And
he's
is
coming
he setting those rules?
from. For himself, yes. In a way, he's setting them for himself, and in the format when you debate with him, he's trying to tell you these are his rules and stipulations of debate. You have to be strict with you, like your meanings have to be like, or whatever, like that. You know what I mean? In that certain format, that's how he's debating. That's what he's doing.
Okay, so you're talking about the way in which he debates. That to me, that's a bit of a separate thing. But I'm talking
Well,
about more the way he uses his speech and his cadence and his claims to lead vulnerable people on, to part them with their money and their time and their
which person are you talking about? Which exact human?
oh, there's been multiple on his panel.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to get into names, but
Well, I wasn't sure exactly which one. I thought you were talking about the one like Zynak or whatever who comes and speaks, in that
no,
format.
no, I'm talking about some of his regulars over the years on his show. Hey, but I got to
Oh,
get going. I got a meeting. Good talking with you guys.
yep. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Zynak, how he like does his
No,
thing.
not at all. I don't. I
Oh, okay.
don't even know his relation to Oakley. All right, see you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I was speaking on the Zynak dude. He's coming from a play point of view, but I thought you were talking about him. Sorry. You're talking about anyone in general who's trying to pull the public's leg. I'm with you there. They shouldn't do that. No matter what side you're on, you shouldn't try to deceive your public. Oh, but when someone gets the sphere out, I'll debate them on horizontal, vertical, and diagonal and tangent lines, and a horizontal line that can run across their lines, right? Those lines that he showed that are parallel with each other.
Dima,
Just, yeah.
do you think cells are real?
What is it? I don't have
It's
to
the
think it's
smallest
real if
unit of
you,
life.
well, I don't have to think anything about it other than look at it and take a look at it if you have one.
The word cells actually comes from small room. That was actually from the Latin word small room. These little rooms that have, different organelles, like a nucleus that holds DNA, and then the Golgi apparatus, which it has like lipid formations, and then the RNA, the ribosomes on the Golgi apparatus. I'm sorry, ribosome on the RER that's responsible for protein folding and formation, stuff like that.
Do you have a cell?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Is it an apple cell, a banana cell, a
Mm-hmm.
human cell, a pumpkin cell? Where do you get the cell from? The peel, the inside, the leaf?
Everything.
What do you mean? How do you get?
Everything's made of cells.
Oh, hold on a second. How do you get some? So you're taking. I don't even understand. So you're taking a piece of the peel, a piece of the leaf, a piece of the stem, a piece of the seed, a piece of the fruit itself, and a piece of the liquid, and you're mixing them together, and then that's what you're looking at.
You don't have to mix them.
You don't have to mix them.
No,
Then how are they together?
you don't have to mix them. You just take a slice of whatever part you want to look at.
The peel is not mixed with the inside fruit of the
Yeah, the
watermelon.
cells are gonna look different.
So there's no watermelon cell.
Yeah, they have watermelon cell.
So what is okay? So the cell for the outside leaf of the watermelon is going to show what the inside fruit cell shows?
Is that question coherent?
Yeah. Is your hair cell going to show the same as your fingernail, tooth, lip, cheek, and elbow skin cell? Because I'm looking
Okay,
for a
there's
cell.
something.
And if you don't
Yeah,
have one, are you talking
I do.
coherent?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what happens. So everything, like in like the human body, for example, is going to start out from one cell, from a sperm and an egg combining, and you're going to get one strand of genetic material from one parent, one from the other. They're going to come together. That's going to have one cell. This cell will begin to replicate, and then you get cell differentiation. So different parts of DNA are going to be expressed based on the cell type that they're going to become. So, like in a banana, for example, the peeling might have more cholesterol expressed to have more rigidity than the inside. So, you get differentiation of the cells as it starts to develop. And they're all made of cells, everything's made of cells, but they're just expressing different things so they can be differentiated.
It's
So,
not
like, we
true.
can get a skin cell, a muscle cell.
What's the shape of a cell?
It depends on what type of cell.
What's the shape on what type of cell?
On like a plant stem, you're gonna have long, like rectangle shaped cells. On a skin cell, they have what is it?
Squamosal.
Epithelial. Yeah, squamous. I can't remember the names of them, but they have names for each shape type.
Yeah, squamous, cuboidal. They're shaped up a cube. The squamous are flat cells. All kinds of them.
So is your human body a cell? The whole package itself?
No,
So that's not a cell. So the
no,
entire
it's
thing
made
of
up of
you, if I
cells.
was a big, big, big giant guy and put your little mini ass on a microscope as a nano person, you're telling me you wouldn't be the cell of you? No.
No, I'm
I
made
thought
up
it
of
was all of
cells.
you. So it's not all of you. So the
No,
cell's not everything.
no.
You'd be a
So there is no
celganism.
cell. So there's no cell.
A cell is the smallest unit of life.
Of whose life, of what part, where? How does a
Every
cell
life.
look like one thing?
Every living thing is made of cells.
But you're saying all the cells are different. If I get a watermelon and I have a watermelon seed, you're saying that part's going to look different than the fruit, than the juice, than the peel, than the leaf.
Yeah,
Then you said it's going to be the same thing in a mix.
I didn't.
So
Like
where's
they're
the
all made. It's
cell?
called cell differentiation.
Where's the watermelon cell? What's a watermelon cell look like?
I can get you a watermelon, put it under a microscope, and show you the cells.
No, I didn't ask for a watermelon. Clearly,
You
you
just
can't
said
hear.
watermelon.
I said, can I have a watermelon cell? The end of the
Yeah, just eat
sentence
a
was the
watermelon.
word
You'll
I
have a bunch
need.
of them.
The sentence was clear. Cell was the word I'm looking for. Watermelon cell. I'll take an apple cell. I'll take a human cell. The only one cell they have. Just a one human cell that matches every human cell.
It doesn't. I mean, all cells are gonna be differentiated depending on cell type.
So there's no such thing as a cell that's itself. So
Yeah, a cell is the smallest unit of life that's surrounded by membrane.
didn't Steve tell you you're talking about nano and the other guy said no, not nano? And when you talk small, what's
What?
nano mean? Nano means small. When you talk cell, you mean what? Celery? Selling me story? Yeah, you're selling me a good story. because you're in prison right now in a cell, right? Get real.
Math.
There is no, listen, if you don't consider the whole watermelon a cell of a watermelon, then you've lost your mind. If you don't consider a whole human the outside circumference shape or reference of its own shape in reality to a 3D attribute, that would be the cell of itself. The same way you're talking the little fucking puddle that you drop there as a cell. That's not a cell. That's just the only life it can fucking live in. That's the space it gets, the pile of liquid it gets to consist in. That's not a cell. Use your brain.
I don't know. What
Okay,
you're talking
well,
about.
Good
Yeah,
try
real
anyway.
hard, real hard. Spitting on a
the
thing is
the
not a cell or shit.
definition, Taylor, it means the smallest life,
A cell is the smallest unit of life.
smallest unit of life. So like, what Dean like? How do they define life? Like it is autonomous. Like it is encapsulated. It has like fat store, has an energy store, it has a mitochondria, it has like a digestive system.
Yeah. There's a bunch of there's organelles within a cell. So a cell has to be able to, maintain homeostasis, have energy production, be encapsulated by a membrane, store genetic material. I gave a diagram on my presentation. I can show it again.
So anything smaller than that.
Thank you.
Anything smaller than that, you're welcome. Anything smaller than that is inanimate. So it's still biological material, just like inanimate.
It's not. Look, let me show you. Like, this is blood under a microscope. You can see each cell, and within each cell, there's different components. But just look at this real quick. I put it in the wide chat. If I were to put my blood, draw some blood, put it on a slide, magnify it just with simple light and lenses, this is what you see. And I could demonstrate it later for you guys. No fancy machinery, fancy equipment,
None of
nothing.
that matters. It's not a cell.
And these are a bunch of cells right here.
A drop of blood is not a cell.
Well, where did this argument come from? Where did this argument come from that cells don't exist? Like, was there a content creator that covered this or something that I don't know about?
I don't know.
Because like cells are defined as the smallest unit of life as far as science can tell.
What's that look like?
By whatever it's just like a definition, right? Like whether you call it a cell, hold on. Like whether you call it a cell or not, it's just how they categorize what that thing is. Like the smallest thing that they can see that has its own autonomy.
The smallest part they've cut off of a piece of something. I'm with you there. I'm fucking with you there 100%, but it doesn't make it a cell. It makes it a piece of that thing they're looking at. Therefore,
okay, that's fine, but it's just a title. Like it's
right, but you understand my point, right? I don't want people to confuse that if I slice a piece of banana, that this piece of banana is going to match every piece of the banana.
Hold on, Demok. How about this? Just to like an exercise real quick. Are you a human?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, humans exist. Cell is like all humans look different. They're totally separate and different. They might be similar, but they're totally separate. And you're a human. It's just a title. Like it's a category.
Okay,
like
I understand.
Human. Yeah, that's literally what cell means. So
I understand.
I just don't know why somebody would deny a category like that.
No. I'm not denying the category of word, Riggs. I'm denying the physical thing that's being claimed to be one said cell. I'm not.
Okay, but what are those red dots then?
A tree. Yeah.
They're categorizing these individual red dots as cells. And then when you look at them closer, they have all the components necessary to, if there were no other cells there and there was just one, it would be autonomous. It would have its own agenda.
No.
Well, that's what you're saying.
So look, Demok, look at the picture I posted real quick.
Hold on. The smallest cell of life is the life we're talking about right now. And we're going to focus on that. Because the smallest cell of life, that's supposed to be the dot that makes everything from that one dot. It's all supposed to be in there. Where's it at in that dot?
It's encapsulated by a membrane.
See, the
No, the
Look
cell
at
of life.
look at this real quick.
You're not
Are you
listening.
on the live stream chat really quick?
Holy crap. I don't want to see a whole bunch of stuff nobody's talking about. Can you
Dude,
show us the
seriously,
beginning
please.
cell of
Like,
life?
go look at
Yeah,
it.
No, no, not
Demok, please
sperm.
just look at the picture she posted. You guys,
So
if you're
if
going to
I
talk
put my
about it, you
blood
need to
under a
be able to
microscope
engage.
and see this, like,
I
what
don't
would I
think you guys
call these
comprehend
things?
what you're even fucking. Listen, I'm
Look,
asking
if
for
you're
the
going to talk
smallest
about it,
cell
you
of
need to be
life.
able to engage. There's a point that
You're
we post
showing me
pictures.
fucking liquid from a born ass big human guy. I want the smallest fucking form of life that is the cell of life.
there isn't
You
one.
But
Every
understand
that's
that?
not the
cell,
claim that she's making.
Yes, it is. That she's
It's
claiming
the
a cell
claim
exists.
is just how they categorize these things.
Evolution says well, she's getting her same book shit from the evolution book
No,
of a cell. A cell comes from a rock, comes from a turkey,
no,
comes from a
I don't.
fucking duck. Stop. Comes from a
She's not
fish to
saying
a
that
human.
though.
You guys are in the big boy leagues now. Act like it. Don't fucking take evolution off your table when you're reading out of the book
Okay.
of it. And don't take fucking rocks off what you came from out of the book of fucking cells. So now show me the
Can you
cell of
calm
life that
down?
has.
Yeah, you just chill pill. That's insane.
there's no individualistic cells. Cells are the smallest building block of all organic life on this in this reality. And the smallest building block, a cell, simply called such because it looks like a little room under a microscope. This is what cool Taylor went over. Those are unique to whatever organic life it comes from. They will not replicate or multiply and produce a substrate different than the piece of thing you cut it off from. If it's a water, it's unique to be a watermelon cell because when that cell multiplies and produces a mass of organic substrate, it's you recognize it as watermelon. It's not going to keep multiplying and become human flesh. Like every cell is unique to the living organism it comes from because the multiplication property does not replicate into anything else other than that specific organic life form.
Okay. I like cut open my get a draw like a drop of blood, put it on a slide, magnify it, and I get a picture of, looking through the lenses, I see a bunch of these little circles. It's a red blood cell. What should I call that? Everything is made up of these little rooms that are encapsulated by membrane. And they all have a nucleus. They all have, the basic unit of life when what's required, like for energy production, encapsulation, homeostasis. And like we have they have different types of cells based on what they're doing and their function. They have muscle cells, skin cells, and like here's a blood cell I posted. I tried to DM it to Democ. Like, what should we call that? I don't know.
Well, that's why I was trying to tell him, like, dude, he's a human. It's a classification to indicate a type of thing. Like, a cell is just a classification of the smallest, membraned, autonomous little thing, biological thing.
Building block of
Yeah.
organic life.
Yeah. So Yahweh, you believe in cell sim?
Well, I know cells exist. We can see them. Now what I feel like this is actually coming from is the idea that the further microcosmic view within the cell is hypothetical and just conjecture based on diagrams and cartoons. We have chemical tests, how we test the relation between a code like the ACGTC or AGTC code, and we simply do that with filling with each amino acid into a block, and if the block lights up, then that's the one that's in that code, and we decipher the code. So it's like relational what is it, relational evidence to what's being hypothesized, and that's a furthered investigation, which shows the hypothesis had the truth there. But I mean, I can see where the argument would come
You're
up with.
confusing people.
Am I confusing you?
You're going way too. You're diving further. Like now, you're trying to get into DNA, but we're just trying to establish a cell.
That's the whole point about the cell. What makes it unique is the DNA. You know that. That's what causes the replication to be specific to the
Well,
living
what
organism.
DNA is being expressed? They all have the same DNA, but it's just what DNA is being expressed. You know, it's epigenetics. You know, and that'll change what type of
Yeah.
cell it is.
The point I'm making is the idea that I think this whole thing is coming from about the cell not existing isn't really the cell itself. It's the micro that's going on within the cell. Because we can see the cell, but we can't see that micro going on within the cell.
He's talking about DNA replication.
Anybody can get a microscope, an 8th grade, just an elementary school microscope, and take some of your own blood, and you'll see those little rims. You'll see cells.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Dan to get our microscope, but that's only if people actually like look at it, be willing to look at it, and it'll actually make a difference. But if I'm just gonna be wasting my time, I don't even feel like dealing with it.
Is there a way that you could put your brand new cell phone, like just record the microscope and then like go into the microscope with the cell phone camera so you could see it?
Yeah, I could, but I don't think it's gonna change anybody's mind. So I feel like it's a waste of time.
Yeah, what about the cell are they saying is fake? It's false.
I
I don't even know.
I don't know. I just the title, I guess. I mean, it's no different than saying human. I mean, they're all different, but they're still humans. Classification.
Yeah, exactly. Little room.
I mean, I understand the whole electron microscope. It's a little bit sleight of hand. If you don't know about it, it's a little bit of sleight of hand, but just a regular microscope, you can see cells. Like that's a conflation. Not everything is fake in regard to that.
Yeah, I think there's 4 different type of electron microscopes, if I'm not mistaken, or last time I checked. But the one that I'm familiar with is essentially what they'll do is if you're going to examine, like, let's say a piece of rock, they would coat it with a very thin layer of gold, and then that will allow the electricity to go through it, I guess, or conduct itself around the object so you can examine it really close. But I don't know about examining it like a traditional microscope.
Yahweh is King. Do you believe in DNA? I'm just curious.
I believe it. Yeah.
Huh?
DNA. Yeah, DNA in the cell is the part that expresses spirit, pure spirit. All the information comes forth from the DNA for everything that constitutes the cell and for its replication. So it's like the cell, what that was cytoplasm is
Mm-hmm.
the expression or the manifestation of that unseen code in the DNA. So it's
Cytoplasm is just like the background, the plasma that is within the cell that holds all the organelles.
yeah, all the stuff that's produced within the cell is an expression of that hidden genetic or the genetic information of the DNA. It's like you can't see it. You can't see the information that the DNA is relaying until that information is revealed or manifested. And that's all done through the cell. It's literally the pattern, and it's inescapable. Like everybody can examine a cell and see this, and that's that's part of the pattern. That's how you take the the argument for intelligent design and the proof for it, and then make it show us who it's actually revealing. The specific designer.
Hmm. Well, I think that we can all conclude that, humans do come from like one cell, or you could say two, the egg and the sperm. But actually, the sperm gets discarded after donating its genetic material. We come from a few cells, right? However you want to say it, okay? Then we grow in our mother's womb to become a full human. So, number one, we have to deduce that there has to be something holding genetic information within the cell. That has to be somehow transmitted from the parents to offspring, because we can see that our traits are actually, we inherit traits from our parents. That's why you kind of look like your parents and have the same conditions as your parents, Um, different things will be inherited, blood type, whatever, if you even believe in that. I don't know. But, and so, we know that, like, we come from one cell, it grows, and then there's something called cell differentiation that happens where this is actually a miraculous process, by the way, where the cells will decide, okay, you are going to become muscle cells, you're going to become skin cells, you're going to become neurons, and then they start expressing different parts of DNA so cell differentiation can happen. This is why a cell from your skin and your blood and your muscles, they're going to look different. They all have the same underlying DNA, but the DNA that's going to be expressed is going to be different. So you're going to have different cell types.
Yeah, but
Just
how
like
does
we
it
know a
know
tree.
which expression to pick? I mean, that seems like
I know
they would
it's
all
really,
have to be communicating to each other to know precisely what's happening.
they do communicate. This is actually a really interesting process, developmental biology, that we're still trying to understand. But it's actually like life is a miracle and miraculous. I do not deny that. But we see that the cells start to change and differentiate. You can look at a diagram of like a human fetus over time and just see how it starts from like a blob of cells and it grows, and we can even like make like not me in my lab, but people can put cells within like a incubator, like a replica womb or whatever, and you can see them grow, and then cells start to differentiate where these start to become an eyeball, these start to become, legs and arms and stuff like that. And then so they start differentiating and they grow, and this happens because they are in communication. They determine which is going to become which. They turn on and off different parts of DNA. Like the skin cells, for example, are going to express more DNA for the protein that makes keratin, and that's going to give like rigidity for the skin. Whereas like you won't have that in like neurons or like muscles. They're not going to be as rigid. And especially like for the fingernail, those cells are going to express much more like keratin, biotin, to where it becomes harder. But it all comes from the same thing, the same first cell that we all come from. And so, yeah, you have differentiation and stuff. And then all of our body is made up of cells, just different cell types. Just like, a seed. Like you have a seed and then it grows into a tree. And some of the tree can produce flowers, some of it can produce branches and leaves and stuff like that. So it all comes from something that holds the information for the tree. And as it grows and is given nutrients and sunlight, it can differentiate and make it the whole tree.
Invisible
So
information being made manifest.
Yeah.
dude, I thought there would have been one person who was like, "Yeah, I don't believe in cells," but dude, like 3 or 4 people speaking up all at once at the end of your presentation is just like, what is happening right now?
Well,
I was totally like blown away.
I guess with this community, like I've already kind of spoken on this before, but people that think everything's a conspiracy, I can understand why they have trouble like believing certain things. But if you're skeptical, I just recommend like exploring it yourself. Like They literally have stuff like microscopes on Amazon. You can literally buy one and look at stuff yourself. Not everything is, they can't fake everything, like, because people can test it for themselves. And if they do fake it, people test it. But, you can't go up there and see what the whole earth is. Like, but we can get like a magnifying lens and look at things under a microscope. So there's certain things that, are harder to hide, especially whenever people can go out there and test it themselves. I don't
Can
know
you
what to say.
imagine?
All I know is that, don't just think everything's fake before you actually test it yourself.
Great takeaway. I was just thinking with that, the idea of an augmented or AI inspired microscope. Can you imagine? You put your object to view, but then it uses AI, augmented reality, to change what you're seeing on the screen. One day.
Tell
I
you
hope
what,
so.
All it is a lens, a magnifying lens, and a light bulb. That's all. That's all you need.
What's really interesting is when you look into microscope observational science, there was a period in the mid 1800s, early 1900s, where people were using different substrates for the microscope's lens, and things like ruby and different gems and stuff. And they were actually seeing different things through those lenses. The one lady, that's a one lady figured, what was it, that a certain parasite, or she could, through the lens you could see a different perspective of parasites that were attacking cells. But it's like it opened up more information when different things were used for the lens. It's real interesting.
Hmm? I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry.
So like people were using like lenses for the microscope crafted out of ruby and different gemstones, different substrates, to see if it revealed other things at that microscopic level. And they were finding that it did. And there's like old papers published about it.
That's fascinating. Wouldn't surprise me. Thank you.
You know what's cool is like the somatids. Somebody showed me this, like Rick and some other people who believed in the terrain theory, and they talked about these little things that float around in the blood. It's like actually like what makes it alive.
Wow.
And I've seen them. I was like, what is that? It was like these little things. There were just little balls dancing around.
Yeah, and the Bible says the life is in the blood. Interestingly enough.
I'm gonna drop a few more pictures in the chat of cells and cells reproducing. You can see right here in the center, that's like chromatin. And that's like what the DNA is held of. And it's cool whenever it goes to, I posted a video of this on my presentation, but the DNA will go to line up the DNA, and then the microtubules will come and yank them apart just to reproduce the cell. And here's a picture of some of it happening. This is an animal cell.
Thank you, Taylor. Gonna take a look.
I just want to know if it's worth it that I like try to, go out of my way to get a microscope for you guys tonight. Will it
Well,
change
look,
anybody's
you don't
mind?
have to do it tonight. I want you to do it for me, but I don't want you to like have to rush or do anything. Like if you can just casually grab it sometime whenever it's convenient, that would be cool. Show us something. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it personally. But
Mhm.
don't go out of
I
your
can chip.
way.
I can chip in. via PayPal or
No,
whatever.
you're
Oh
good.
wait, you mean go buy one? I thought you had one.
No, I don't want your money, Eden. I have
Are
one
you-
at the camper. I would like to have
yeah.
one here one day,
Yeah,
but
well.
that's gonna be in the future.
No. Actually, I think maybe we
I
can
don't
just
want
turn it
anything.
into. If you want, we can just turn it into its own little. Well, I don't know if it's worthy of an event, but I could definitely clip it up, and you could show like
Mm-hmm.
a. How
I
about
want
that?
people to request like what they want to see under the microscope.
Okay.
If you have a decent one, it should be able to put the image on a computer where you're able to stream what you're looking at.
Yeah, but then people think it's AI.
Ah,
Give me some recommendations of what types of cells or what you want to see under a microscope, and I'll try to get that for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, Taylor. Thank you.
Let me call Dan real quick.
Sure.
See about getting it.
Yeah. No. I mean, no hurry. No hurry, please. I know you've been through a lot.
Oh yeah, and heal up. Maybe after the dentist.
No, I'm fine. I'm just tired of this stinking thing in my mouth. It's like a spacer, so my teeth don't rearrange.
Yeah, great idea.
First, that's their go-to thing. Now, I don't know if they could actually fix it. Well, like you're saying, you think they could just put it back together down into the root part? I don't know. That's wild.
There's some people working on actually using frequency to have the tooth or the body regenerate itself. Seems like that's being explored in Japan and some other places.
did you see? I think it's South Korea that's doing the whole thing with or it might be Japan, with the little patch that's supposed to go over the bud site and cause it to redevelop. Because as long as
Yeah,
you have a bud site there, you have the area to produce the signal for producing a tooth.
That's cool. I saw one where the root was exposed, like the whole thing is, as soon as you get a cavity down into the to where they'll fix a cavity, but as soon as it gets down into the root, they're like, okay, root canal time, because it's already hit the root. And even if you filled the cavity right next to the root, you just feel it. Because I've actually had that done. I've actually had it really close to the root and said, look, you're not selling me a root canal, and then they fix it, and then it's really sensitive, and then it just hurts all the time. Um, but there's this guy. I watched this video where he cleaned it out and then put this filling in that he could take back out real easy. And then he came back I think it was like 40 days later, and it showed this like thin layer that the tooth was growing over top of the root area, and then he filled it back in, and then he checked it another 30 days later, and it was slowly growing this like thin layer over the root part. And he kept checking it until it grew like a pretty like a couple millimeters of I don't know, tooth. I don't know what the frick if it grows actual tooth, but it was growing something over it. Then it could be filled permanently, and so I don't know. That kind of goes back to can you regrow teeth? I don't know. I think
I
you
think so.
might be able to.
Personally, I think so. There's something called the nocebo effect. So let's say if we believe something to be like, so who knows? Imagine if we're limiting ourselves. But what about, have you guys heard about the finger regrowing? Like there was people, they were using some sort of like pig bladder dust where they were applying it to, like, let's say someone had a severed finger tip, and then it would just regrow.
That's interesting. It's causing whatever it is. It's causing the brain to send the signal of growth. I mean, if they understood the human body, like there's a
Yeah.
spot in the brain that they could touch to cause any limb to grow, any limb to generate. Because when you're formed in the womb, the head is formed first, and everything comes forth out of it. So that signal to grow and develop everything, that comes from the brain. So if they understood the brain, they'd be able to initiate that signal to cause any limb or any body part to regrow.
I think so.
Yeah, that'd be nice with some neurons, spinal neurons
Absolutely, bro.
specifically.
The great thing is they say we're going to be dead longer than we're alive. So let's say if we have to go through this body for 100 years, maybe we get 1,000 or 10,000 in a body that doesn't have any pain and whatnot.
Well, I sure hope so. They better have a half
Yeah.
life. I need frickin' to skate. Uh, did you really? Are they really doing? You said the bud site. Are you saying like they have a tooth regrow in a tooth socket area where one was taken out?
Yeah, just
Every,
like
everything I've seen is a frequency technology.
no, no, no.
Everything I've seen about it is talking about that.
No, this is a patch that's being developed that goes over the bud site and initiates the tooth to regrow from that bud site, just like a baby. A baby comes in toothless. All the bud sites for those tooth development are there, and they start developing. It's part of baby's development. Just after our second set, that signal doesn't come anymore. There are some people though who do that signal doesn't stop. They lose an adult tooth and it grows back, and they keep and it keeps growing back. Some have problems where they have grow too many, and it doesn't stop growing. But no, this is even past animal trials, and it went into human trials this year. I'm trying to pull up the news on it.
That's really interesting. So like all of a sudden, like a person's it's like a shark, like a shark. They just keep growing new rows. Uh,
Yeah, it is South Korea.
Riggs, I'm sorry I stepped all over your freaking conversation, buddy. Even though I can't step.
Well, you got to make up for it somehow. You got to get your steps in, you know?
I keep calling Apple, and they're like, I'm not getting any steps. I'm going everywhere. I'm like, your phone's broke.
Yeah, they have synthetic materials. They have synthetic bone. They have synthetic enamel. They have like special glue that activates with UV light as well. They can rebuild a tooth. They can rebuild bone in your jaw just by applying a powder. So there's a lot of options they have, and because insurance has deemed it too risky, they don't give the doctor the option, or I don't know if a dentist is a doctor, but they don't give them an option to fix the tooth. So
Well,
they say that you have to do a root canal because that
well,
is
yeah, that's
the money maker. Because you know why? Because it's extremely invasive, it's very risky, and there's a high risk of complications, so that they
so
have to
you'll
come
be
back
back.
and get more work done. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
My brother says that all the teeth next to the root canal always go bad also. You know what's weird is that like my dad had a front tooth knocked out during a racquetball game when I was like really young. So he's had this front tooth that got a root canal. It's dude, it's like 40 years old, right? And it's fine. Like I don't know what they were doing, and he's got a whole and his wife, his new wife too. Also, my stepmom, she has got a mouthful of root canals that are fine. Like it's interesting. Talk to some older people about some root canals they got done like 30 years ago. I don't know what was going on where they were doing better work back then, but it seems like now they just suck. Now, people they'll go get their amalgams taken out, and if they get that done wrong, you can get like cancer and shit. Like I think you're just better off just leaving them be. But because I think I still might have a couple of the old silver ones in my mouth. A lot of
Yeah.
One
people do.
correction on this thing. The South Korea, the patch was hyped. It's not growing new teeth. It's regrowing the dentin in the teeth that are already there. So it was hyped up. It says the real research, Seoul National University, is about regrowing dentin inside an existing tooth to fix cavities without drilling. It uses a drug called Tide Glycib on a microneedle patch. It works great in rats and pigs. It is not growing whole new teeth from nothing. It will not replace missing molars. Human trials for even this limited version haven't started yet. Full adult tooth regrowth is a separate Japanese project called Toragem Biopharma. They're using antibody shot to wake up dormant tooth buds. Human trials began 2024. Earliest possible market is 2030.
I wonder how much
Yeah,
dentin they're growing on a rat tooth.
I've heard of them doing like sonic therapy, like where they I don't know, they'll have some kind of like apparatus that will apply like resonant therapy to that part of the jaw, and it activates the tooth growing frequency or some shit like that, and
Yeah,
then
they
it will
sell those.
start developing.
They sell little zappers for your that
Uh-huh.
people, I mean, they're very cheap and like who knows? I
Well,
know what you're talking about is something different.
oh
But
really?
they,
Okay.
yeah, I think you're talking about something that's like a little bit more involved. They do sell these things like these handheld things, and you kind of hold them up to your mouth, I think, and they're supposed to,
Uh-huh.
healing
Well,
frequency. I don't know.
this red light stuff is getting really big. You
It
know,
is.
it's getting really big. Lots of results. Good on blood flow. Even people, it's like we're growing their hairline and stuff. Like getting popular. Now you can find videos about people doing this kind of therapy, you know, but I've never seen a video. I've never seen any supporting real evidence other than like some meme or like, an advertisement
Right.
about the tooth regrowing. Because I look for the tooth regrow thing and they're not out there. If somebody were getting treatment, they'd put out a video and say, "Hey, look what I did," and it'd be
They have
getting all
blue
kinds of
light
press.
therapy. They have blue light therapy too. Did you know that? They have blue light therapy.
Oh
They have
wow.
both.
Well, I get way
I
too
don't
much of
know.
that.
I don't know if either of them work for real, but uh, maybe people think the red light sure does. I mean, they got like helmets with like the red light in them, and they've got wound care things where you put something like over your leg, and you know.
Yeah, super cool topic though. I mean, if anybody regrows a tooth or knows how, let me know because there is an opening. I have an opening available. I am missing one tooth. I'm curious.
Shit, I got like 3 I could use. Places where I just told them, pull it. I'm not getting a root canal, you know? Root canals are expensive and they just seem to always go bad. I mean, mostly, I don't know. The thing is, if somebody's gonna do one, they need to have like the ozone machine, like to ozonate it, like to get all to make sure they're doing their damnedest to not lock any um bacteria in there. And that's the whole thing. They can't
Yeah.
freaking do that. It's almost impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
that's
then it
why they go
creates this
bad.
anaerobic environment, and then it grows the most dangerous bacteria known to man in your mouth. You cultivate the most dangerous bacteria. So these root canals are honestly, dude, they should be illegal. They should be illegal, bro. It's like it's causing all kinds of dude, there's people who have like heart palpitation, murmur,
Well, right.
they've
What's
got
the
blood infection, they've got memory loss, they've got every symptom out there.
what do you tell them though? If you say, you're all right, so you just get it pulled then. So you either get the
Yeah,
tooth
you get
pulled,
them pulled. Well, they have a bridge. They have all the kinds of different
oh my gosh.
solutions.
That's what I tell you never to get a bridge because they
Well, you can
literally
get a
are
snap-on bridge, dude. You can have a little cap
true.
that covers in the space and covers the other teeth around and supporting it, and it looks good enough. I mean, I'm just
As
saying there's
long as you're not
options.
grinding down adjacent teeth that are nice and healthy. Like years ago, when I was born without one of my eye teeth, one of my eye teeth didn't come in. And they gave me the bridge option. I'm like, I'm not grinding down my beautiful freaking front tooth and my bicuspid or whatever the hell it was, my incisor, and to get 2 fake ones glued over that and then the fake one in the middle. And I was just like, so I went with the Maryland bridge. It's like 2 little wings that get glued, but then that only lasts for like 3 or 4 years until it comes out. So I have a retainer with a fake tooth on it. Uh, that's what I say get. Just get a damn retainer with fake teeth on it.
That's what I was thinking. It's basically an Invisalign, but you can chew with it,
Yeah,
right?
that's cool.
Is that
I
right?
understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. As long as you're not getting the standard bridge where they're grinding down healthy teeth to glue on new ones, uh, to replace the one in the middle. You know what I mean? That's basically the way bridges work.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, that's yeah, the bridge. My mom has a bridge, and they grind down perfectly good teeth, ruin her perfectly good teeth
mhm.
to give the impression that there's like a row. And
Hey,
then
dude, there's
over time, those teeth start to move because you bite
mhm.
different, and then it's distinctly different than every other tooth around there, and it's obvious that you have a bridge.
It wiggles, and then you've freaking ruined
Yeah,
2 good teeth. Um,
exactly.
but dude, there's freaking actors. I've seen actors on shows where they'll just go and get every one of their visible teeth. They'll get a veneer on it to make them all look perfect. And dude, they're literally grinding every tooth down to like this weird, creepy point. Because I've seen them like smile before they get the veneers put on, and they look like little Dracula people. It's freaking creepy, man. Like, um, it was a show that Kat used to watch on TLC called I forget what it's called, but it was these 2 busy blonde chicks that got every damn thing done. I mean, they got boob lifts, they got butt lifts, and then they went and got their teeth redone, and they showed them all of them just ground down just to get new beautiful white, perfect. Man, it just grossed me out. And these girls used to be beautiful when they were young. Um, before they got all these boob lifts and just weird shit. Now they look just completely like alien. They just look like freaks.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that last part. You got a boob lift? What?
Stop. That kid over there, that kid that was in the music plays Riggs, that kid was pretty damn good, wasn't he?
I missed part of what you said, Bear. Sorry.
The kid N dot in the music place, that kid could sing. He's pretty good.
Oh, and yes, yes.
He's
All of
really
dude, all
good.
of them are so talented.
And I didn't know
I
I
almost
didn't know
called you
Lush
Tyler.
was
Oh
I
my
didn't know
gosh.
Lush was so. I think I've heard Lush before,
Yes,
but I didn't know Lush was so good.
he's amazing. Yes, Taylor. Remember last night? Do you remember last night? We were in the music room.
Yeah, I heard it for a while.
Yeah, amazing, right? They've got
Yeah,
some really
Rush
good
is
singers
good.
over there. So Allison, I was gonna put her in charge of the music night. I think it's on the 17th. I don't know if that's the day that it's going to be actually, but those people would probably follow her around for that night. So if we had it here, they'd probably come too.
Wait, was Taylor in there? Because I was just like,
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah, she popped in.
the kid. Well, I was just laughing just because his name is N dot, and I'm just like, first I thought I was in our room, right? And I was gonna go, who let the black kid in, right? As a joke, but then I noticed we were in there, and I'm glad I didn't say that.
Oh my
But
gosh. Do you often not
I
know where
know that
you
would have been
are?
terrible, right? So anyway, dude is a nice kid. I get along with it. He's from New York. He seems like a really good
Okay,
kid,
I
and he's
get it.
really
You
good.
have black friends. I get it, dude. Do you often not
So
know where you
anyway,
are?
look.
Is that
So
like common?
what I was getting and what I was
There.
getting at was that he was singing about Jesus, and I was wondering if Taylor heard that one song. He had some Jesus stuff going on, which was I was like, I wish Taylor was here because I didn't know if she was there or not when he was doing that.
I was in and out.
Yeah, I know. She was traumatized. So Taylor was off duty yesterday.
Oh wait, how are you doing, man? Did they give you any good painkillers?
Yeah, but I haven't really been taking them.
Save them for frickin' emergencies. Yeah, for something that's really unbearable.
Oh no. Looks like Preston got his tooth worked on as well. He's got a bloody mouth at the moment. He'll update us later.
Mine isn't even bleeding. It's already better. They just have this stupid thing in my mouth, and I hate it.
Yeah, and you have to keep there.
Yeah.
Did you get something pulled and you've got a little thing shoved in the bloody socket?
No, it's a bridge, just so my teeth don't move around.
Well, what work did you get done?
I got the root canal tooth removed.
Oh, good. All right. Well, if you get sore, just get a clove. Get a clove and shove it up in your gum. Not in the socket. Just put it between your cheek and gum, near the area if it's sore, and the clove will help like a lot.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so I guess rinsing your mouth with salt water and also bromelain, so like pineapple juice. extremely effective for pain and numbing of the nerve, Taylor. So if you don't want to use pain medicine, just sip on some fresh pineapple juice. Very good.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Also, cattail reeds, tules, at the base of the stalk, when you break them, there's like a jelly-like substance, like kind of like aloe vera. And if you rub that on your gum where the tooth is hurting, it makes the pain go away.
Huh.
Since we're talking about science, Steve, did you have any ideas or solutions for Taylor and her tooth pain? Surely Steve's got something.
I got one more. If you don't want to use pain, if you don't want to use like opiates, you can always get some really good cocaine and it'll numb it.
Hmm.
That was a joke, obviously, but it does work.
How do you know?
I used to do it in the 80s.
So the other day I recommended like not like a music night, but like a Bible reading night. And next thing
Yeah.
you know, I hear Faith coming in saying, "Oh yeah, we wouldn't want to do that. I might bring in the wrong crowd." Wow. Reese, you went and talked to him after that, after he flashed out and left. Did you go have a talk with him and
No, I
basically
didn't
say,
have a talk with him.
really?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to anybody. I just went to sleep. I was too tired. Yeah, he left server, and I sent him a message today,
He
but
left the
he
server?
hasn't. Yeah, he left the server right then.
Oh my gosh, dude,
Tank
this vinegar just shocked me.
Tank.
Okay.
I feel like Tank unjustly attacked him.
What? Go back and listen to it.
No.
Okay, so
No, I was
Phase.
there.
Okay, so
Yeah, I was no Taylor. I was there. Tank. He totally went nuclear, and it was none of his business. And this is what Tank does.
no recap. Okay.
Well, what makes you think that I wasn't present?
No, that's fine. He just started getting a little heated, but it's okay. Maybe Tank shouldn't have jumped in. I don't know.
Well, yeah, he was getting heated because, Tank was being disrespectful and jumped in. Look, I think in moments like that, you need to hear the person out instead of kind of stop them at every time they're trying to say something. I mean,
I wish I had more time that
he
night.
couldn't even get the ideas out. So
Yeah, that was the night before my surgery. I had to go to bed, but I did want to hear him out, because he brought up the topic, but I didn't have very much time. I was trying to speed run it, but maybe we should have pushed it off to a different day.
okay, well, that opportunity has passed. You don't get to redo some things.
Well, I'm happy. I didn't think I stepped out of my bounds.
You were a little
Maybe I
pushy,
did, I don't know.
and Tank was absurd. And together it was, you have to look at it from the other point of view, Taylor. Like from someone who comes from maybe not an atheistic point of view. So atheism is kind of an extreme, right? But somebody who's just very questioning, somebody who isn't trying to pick a side, is just kind of like looking at the observing, like myself. For a long time, I just spent most of my time kind of like observing these things. And, you know, what I saw in that moment was somebody who wasn't going to let me finish what I'm saying, was going to push and interrupt with about religion when I'm trying to finish saying something, and then another guy who believes in QAnon going to like butt in and start screaming at me to further interrupt me from finishing what I'm saying. And then at that point, it's like if he's just trying to get an idea out, it's just a little too reactionary. And like, and why do you compete with somebody who believes things that you don't believe in? Like, you know.
Well, he told me he doesn't believe in God, and that's totally fine. I was trying to like walk through it with him. And if he really is, if he's just trying to learn, then why would he be opposed to having one night a week in a certain room where I did a Bible study? What would be the opposition? Where we have one night a week just reading the Bible in a different room. Like, if he really is just trying to learn, why would he be against that happening? You know, like he said, that might bring in the wrong people or something.
You know, I don't want to speak too much without talking to him, but you know, he did share that he's part of a bigger server with a friend of his, and his friend took a really hands-off approach to that server, and it was just total chaos. And he said he really hated it there, and it was a really bad place to be. And when a server gets too big and you start catering to too many people, then it's just not fun. Now, I understand what that's like because I literally know what that's like personally. I've been through that. And that's precisely why I don't take a hands-off approach to anything. And that's precisely why I'm involved with every aspect of what's going on here. And it's precisely not even a good comparison. So he's under the impression that if you have too many people, then it's not possible to actually manage anything. I think that it is possible. I have done it. I've seen it. I know how it works. And it's totally possible to have thousands of people that disagree all in the same place. It's not a problem. The problem is I'm adopting a community that has certain expectations, and they're constantly pressuring me with those expectations and their absurdities. That's the problem. Like, if I was starting fresh, then I would not have to worry about any pushback. I could just move forward. But I'm constantly getting attacked. I guess it accounts for some sort of an entertainment or whatever value you see in that. But I honestly just believe that, you know, if people in this community believe in what they think is true, then they should want to bring it to the table. And, you know, it should be a package deal. You know, like, hey, if you got the truth, come on, bring it. You know? So that's why I don't call this a truth server. I don't call it a flat earth server. It's you know, a server to hold contention and hold like deep discussion and compare ideas. And if you want to have a controlled debate, then absolutely bring your truth.